What you're going to do, Lynn, is you're going to invite a couple of people for a private VIP by invitation only conference call. We're not going to sell them on product. We're not going to talk about compensation or this or that. We're just going to ask a few people. Like you might give Doug a call and say, "Hey, Doug, it's Lynn. How you doing? We get through the pleasantries. Listen, what are you doing tomorrow at 10 a.m.? Have you got a couple of minutes to get on a conference call with me? 10 or 15 minutes?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. I want to introduce you to a gentleman out in Toronto. He's going to be coming out west, hopefully to Kelowna. It's something you may or may not be interested in, but either way, I'd like you to take a look, have a listen, 10 minutes or so. It's at 10 p.m. Now, I've only got 6 available spots, so I need to know for sure, does that time work for you?
10 p.m.?
10 a.m. Right?
Yeah, 10 a.m. works.
All right, great. So I will count on you. Here's the phone number, et cetera, et cetera. So then you do that 6 times. Now, once we get on the phone, we want to open up the call where you would say, I was going to say thanks for being here, but no. I want to say is, I've got a couple of friends, and we've got David Moses online from Eastern Canada. I know that everybody who's on the call, a lot of my friends and business associates, Doug, and you can start mentioning a few names so we warm it up a little bit. And I've got Rob online and Darren. Thanks for joining us today. I know your time is valuable. There's a difference between saying it that way and thanks for being here today, right? One is weak and one is respect, right? So I know everybody's time is valuable, so we're going to give you some succinct information on a company called Zija that is preparing to come into Canada with a unique exotic product and is preparing, in fact, to go global. David Moses is a friend of ours. We've known him for a number of years. He's a multiple 7-figure earner, excellent trainer. We've had a great time working together and looking forward to some great things in the future. So David's going to share a few thoughts on Zija, what we're doing and where we're going. And hopefully you may see where your skill sets and or assets can benefit from the opening of Zija here on the West Coast, yada, yada, yada. So then I come online and I'll do my thing. So for the next 10 to 15 minutes, I'm not going to sell or convince anybody. I'm not going to pitch anybody. I'm not even going to present. I'm just going to share some information in a way that is compelling and inspiring, such that the people on the line are absolutely compelled to go and take a closer look. They're going to want to look closer. They're going to want to go to the website and look with open eyes. They're going to want to look at a DVD or a webcast or listen to a presentation and or try some product. And so I'm going to take them from a 1, because when you invited them, they were a 0 in terms of interest, not as a person, in terms of interest. So they were at a 0. You moved them up to a 1 and brought them onto the call. And as you get better at it, you'll move them up to a 2. So when they actually come on the call, they're at least lukewarm. I'm going to take them from lukewarm to a 6 or a 7 on one call. And you're going to then from 6 or 7, where they are now at the attitude level of I'm willing to look, and this could be something interesting, they're going to go to the next step and start looking at the various tools, but looking at the tools from a different context of just another call for another MLM network marketing company. They're going to be looking at it from the standpoint of, finally, I have an opportunity and a chance to be on the very front end of a company that's destined for greatness, and I've never had that opportunity. They're going to be thinking that. They're going to be thinking that, I've heard of all these things, and I've tried some, and, it's never really worked out. Well, the reason it hasn't is because you've never really actually been at the right place at the right moment with the right company at the right time. But all of the skills and experiences that you've had up to now have prepared you for this one. So I'm going to create that conversation in that context. Now that I've created that, they get off the call at the end. They say, "You know what, Lynn, thanks for calling me. This is interesting." Now your work, Rob, is real easy. Because now it's just, okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go here, watch this, listen to this, right? And you ask some questions. So what did you think, Doug, after the call? Well, I'll tell you what, the product sounds very interesting. Send him to the Discovery Channel, right? Send him to Russ Bianchi's conference call. What do you think, Doug? He's going to say, well, product sounds interesting, but, I like the idea of being right at the very beginning. Okay? So he's thinking being at the top, being at the beginning, right? Well, the product sounds great. All that sounds great. But this Ken Brailsford management, that gives me there's a lot of credibility there. I'd like to look closer at this company. Or he might just say, I know a whole bunch of people in network marketing, or I know some people that are good networkers in my area. I'd love to introduce this to them. Great. He's ready. So you have an idea at that point of where to direct them. You're just a tour guide. Do I send them over here or do I send them over here? Well, I don't like hot weather. Well, don't send them to the Caribbean. Send them to, right? I'm into skiing. Oh, well, let me tell you about Big White. So the same thing, when you go to the website, they've gone through my introduction. My introduction is going to set the person up. I'm going to set you up to hit a home run. It'll be a perfect pitch, right? So now that you're ready for the home run, ask a couple questions to find out what part of my presentation, because I can't ask that when there's 8 people on the line. 8 different people, 8 different perceptions.